Hey everybody, this is a journey vlog. Look, we're at the Sarasota Invitational. It is a college rowing regatta held annually that the Nathan Benderson Park regatta team has been slowly trying to grow for the last 2 to 3 years. Their whole goal is in the eventual long term for it to be a kickoff season regatta as the rest of the country struggles with warm weather right now. Today is the grand final, if you will, of the Sarasota Invitational. We have 6 boats across, all 1Vs, IRA heavyweight rowing men. In the nearest lane is the Stanford men's varsity. In the second lane, I believe, I do not know, I will come back to them once I play the process of elimination. The third lane right there is the University of Washington men's crew. Right on their left is Yale. On their left is Harvard. And in the far lane is Northeastern. That leaves the second lane, Brown. And they're off. All crews are going. They're locked the fuck in. Let's ride. Letting the start happen while I get set up on my bike. I'm riding today with very recognizable names in the rowing community, head coaches that everybody knows the name of, their wives, national team guys, playing assistant coaches around. I gotta watch what I say, or else Wyatt gets a phone call. So, look here, you see, looking closely now, I can tell that Yale has actually taken the lead right now. Bow seat is 1 seat over the leading 2 crews, both Harvard and Washington. Yale up 1 seat on the crews. Yale up 1.5 seats. Yale's 2 seat is on the University of Washington and Harvard's bow seat. Stroke for stroke now. Washington taking back ground. I'm slowing down to adjust my angle. Good. In the near cruise, we have basically 2 separate races already breaking up now into the first 500. We are past the first 500. There are 2 races now, the race for first and the race for second. They are neck and neck across these 2 races. In the first race, we have Washington now, up 1 seat. Washington up 1 seat on the bow of Yale and Harvard. In the second race are the next 3 crews, those being Stanford, Brown, and Northeastern in the far lane. I cannot tell who's up in that race. I believe it is Brown by 2 seats. In the first race, we have Washington now 2 seats over Harvard, Harvard 1 seat over Yale. Lots of contact, 750 in. Washington 2 seats. Washington 2 seats over Harvard, Harvard 3 seats over Yale. Yale's dropping. Washington finding rhythm into the 1K. Washington 3 seats over Harvard, Harvard 4 seats over Yale. It's Washington, Harvard, Yale into the 1K. Washington pulling farther. Washington 3 seats on Harvard clear, Harvard 4 seats on Yale. In the battle for second, we have Brown first, Northeastern in the far lane second, and Stanford in the far lane third. In the first race, 1,000 in, I have Washington 3 seats clear on Harvard, Harvard 8 seats on Yale. Yale dropping into the second race now. The battle for first has turned into Washington and Harvard. Yale dropping through the 1K. Harvard walking back through the 1K, their move is working. Harvard back to 1 seat down on Washington. Harvard walking. Harvard is walking. Washington holding. Washington holding 1 seat on Harvard. Washington losing seats. Harvard half a seat on Washington. Harvard finding rhythm. Washington holding. Still half a seat. Half a seat between Washington and Harvard. Harvard walking back. Harvard even. Harvard has made a move. Harvard even. Harvard walking through Washington. Harvard bow ball on Washington. Harvard walking on Washington. Harvard 1 seat over Washington. Harvard, 1 seat clear on Washington. Harvard taking canvas. Harvard, 2 seats on Washington. Harvard walking, 1,500 left. Race for first, Harvard has walked through. Washington. Washington holding, Washington losing. Washington down 2 seats on Harvard. Battle for second, Yale is holding. Yale has slipped. Brown is walking through Yale in the race for second. Stanford is behind. Race for second is now between Yale and Brown. Northeastern clear third in their third race. Northeastern will be 4th, Stanford will be 5th, or Stanford will be 6th. Fine. Harvard holding, Harvard walking, Harvard 2 seats up on Yale. We're just tunneling, Washington. We're just tunneling on the finish now. Race for first. Here we go. I have Harvard, 2 seats, last 250, right here. Harvard, last 250, Harvard up 2 seats. Walking. Harvard up 3 seats on Washington. Go Leo, go fucking Leo. Let's go, baby. Lock in. That's that shit. Talk that shit, walk. Sorry, the announcer got happy. Go Leo, go Leo. Yes. Lock in. 3 seats, 2 seats holding. Last 10, boys. Harvard eating the dogs. 2 seats, Harvard 2 seats. Harvard 2 seats. Harvard 2 seats and holding. Woo! Walk that shit. Walk that shit away and talk that shit. Yeah, baby. Woo! Hell of a race. Let's fucking go. LA 2028 on that fucking shit. All those boys. Let's go.